Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Shannon Sharpe, and we are talking about the lawsuit involving that OnlyFans model. Remember, this costed his position at ESPN, and we're going to read the ESPN article, you guys. We're going to read the ESPN article, and we are going to react. So it says, lawsuit accusing Shannon Sharpe of sexual assault settled, lawyer says. Pro Football Hall of Fame member Shannon Sharpe has resolved a lawsuit that accused him of sexually assaulting a woman during their relationship, her attorney said Friday. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The door is closed. The lawsuit will be thus dismissed with prejudice, Tony Busby said on X, meaning that the suit cannot be refiled. No details were released. The lawsuit filed under the pseudonym Jane Doe had sought $50 million. Y'all be calling black women gold diggers. Y'all be saying black women are after people's pockets and da-da-da-da-da. And y'all keep getting caught up with the snow. Y'all keep getting caught up with the snow bunnies. But anyways, Sharpe called the allegations false and disruptive when the lawsuit was filed in April in Clark County, Nevada. He stepped away from work at ESPN on April 24th, but had pledged to return by the start of the NFL preseason. And we will see whether or not Walt Disney has Shannon Sharpe back by the NFL preseason. We will see whether or not, now that the matter has been settled, is DraftKings going to come back as a sponsor? Is Boost Mobile going to come back as a sponsor? What is going to be the future of these sponsorships and Shannon Sharpe? A phone message seeking comment from Sharpe's attorney, David Chesnoff, was not immediately returned Friday. And it is interesting because Shannon Sharpe's attorney thought that let's play this aggressively and let's release, all of these problematic, things about their relationship to show that it was quote unquote consensual. And all it showed was a lot of race baiting and a lot of vulgar language that was inappropriate for somebody who was employed by Walt Disney. Make it make sense. So then, the woman first met Sharpe at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023 when she was 20 years old, and nearly a 2-year relationship followed. I'm going to argue an entanglement, a situationship, or whatever else. And then, according to the lawsuit, Sharpe, 57, was accused of raping the woman in October 2024 and in January. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship, said Busby, who has also represented a number of women who have filed lawsuits, such as the women who filed lawsuits against Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I am pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed-upon resolution. Sharpe was a 4-time All-Pro tight end who played on 2 Super Bowl winning teams with Denver and 1 Super Bowl winning team with Baltimore over 14 seasons from 1990 to 2003. He was voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. He retired as the NFL's all-time leader among tight ends in receptions, 815, receiving yards, 10,060, and touchdown, 62. Those records have been broken. Sharpe has been a staple on TV and social media since retiring. He left FS1 and sports debate show Undisputed that he formerly co-hosted with Skip Bayless in 2023 and joined ESPN soon afterward. And that was it, and that is all. Now, we have not heard anything officially from ESPN as far as whether or not he is going to officially return preseason for the NFL coverage, because that starts next month, y'all. That starts next month. August is merely weeks away, you guys. So it'll be interesting to see if, Shannon Sharpe is right back, if he's right back on the scheduled days that he is on ESPN, if he's going to be back on First Take, if he's going to be back on doing the coverage for the NFL, because that is primarily why he was hired. And also, it didn't help matters that the explosion of the Cat Williams interview on Club Shay Shay and his success on his nightcap show with Chad Ochocinco, in which they recently just came back from vacation from, is also wildly successful. And ESPN was thinking, hey, look in here, we can get some numbers, we can get some clicks and views. Now, the fan reaction to this is interesting, because on one end, people are like, Shannon Sharpe, this is what you get. This is what you get. You did not listen to Monique when Monique told you to leave these young women alone. This is what you get when you didn't listen to Umar Johnson when he told you to leave the snow bunnies alone and everything else. And this is what you get when Cat Williams said all will be exposed. All will be exposed and everything else. You did not listen to any of these people, right? And so then there's people who are upset that Shannon Sharpe paid the money. Allegedly, right? We don't know how much he paid, but I'm sure it was a guap. I am sure it was a lot of money, a lot of dinero, a lot of cash flow, a lot. I'm sure of it, that it was a lot of money, you guys. Because of the fact that, there was damaging evidence. There was damaging evidence in those text messages. There was damaging evidence in whatever alleged sex tape that the OnlyFans model had on Shannon Sharpe. That Shannon Sharpe, for whatever reason, and his legal representatives did not want to see. So that told me right then and there, it must be really bad for you to not even want to see it, because you know what was on there. You know what took place. So therefore, you don't even want to see it, because you know it gives her an out. But my thing at this point moving forward, Shannon Sharpe, is where your personal life is overshadowing what you're doing post-NFL career. Your post-NFL career took off with all of these podcasts, with all of the success as you as a sports analyst and everything else. And there had been rumors that all of these stops at the sporting networks and everything else, whether it is FS1, whether it is the NFL Network, whether it is CBS Sports, wherever you land, and now ESPN, you always seem to be in some hot water, allegedly. Whether it is with another female coworker that is physically there, right? Or this situation where you're meeting randoms at various places, right? And you want to feel like, okay, I'm pushing 60. Let's see how young I can get. Let's see how young I can get and everything else. And I just don't understand. This was the same person who said, what, $25K per cheek? That you consistently get on the internet and talk about how cheap you are, how you don't want to pay for this, how you don't want to pay for that, and everything else. No. So I am not surprised that this blew up in Shannon Sharpe's face. I am not surprised that ultimately a settlement was going to have to happen at this point. And here we are. So the last that we had heard regarding this was that there was a hearing that had took place, and the OnlyFans model and her representatives and everything else, but she didn't show up. And so they were supposed to reschedule the next hearing for September, but it sounds like they didn't show up because perhaps there was already negotiations and things happening behind the scenes of a settlement. And here's the thing, even if they settled for the less than the $50 million that she's looking for, the damage is done. The damage is done to what was exposed to us. The damage is done to Shannon Sharpe's reputation. The damage is done. The jokes are going to happen forever. That, this interest in these women who are half his age or younger, these women who are younger than his grown kids, who I believe are all in their 30s, did irreparable damage to his reputation, have done irreparable damage to, what people think of now. And now they're going to think of him as a sexual deviant of sorts that is specifically, seeking out snow bunnies and everything else for these race play types of interactions and everything else. And the script got flipped. And the driving force behind this lawsuit in the first place was because she was upset about that alleged live with Michelle of you allegedly having sex with another woman. That is what popped all of this off. So it was already on thin ice, and then you're out here moving mad and not defining the terms of whatever these entanglements and situationships that you are, and you're dealing with people who are recording you at every instance and at every conversation and everything else, and you are clueless? No. And this is your problem. You think that these people are genuinely interested in you, and they are after you because they know how much money you're worth and everything else. And it was mighty convenient that rumor that your podcast deal was up and you were in the running for $100 million deal and everything else. And then the next day, right? The next day or two, the news breaks that this lawsuit is out here for $50 million. No. So nonetheless, it is over. ESPN, Walt Disney, ABC, it is your move. It is your play on how this is going to go. If you are satisfied that the case has now been, resolved and everything else, aka a settlement and everything else, if y'all are okay with that and y'all bring Shannon Sharpe back, then we will see him in August or September, right? We will see him in August and September, and water is under the bridge. But nonetheless, like I said, it has just done so much damage, and this was so unnecessary and so inappropriate to begin with. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.